welcome to the Carry On Gaming Podcast, where each week different people come together in a modern world to talk about what we're playing, what we're excited to play, and most importantly, we try to keep calm and carry on gaming. My name is Gradie. You can find me on Twitter at @afriendlypest, and I am joined by...
I'm Stefan, and you can find me on Twitter on Hellblazer_Sith and on the Carry On Gaming Facebook.
My name's Dan. You can find me on Twitter at JohnmanDan, or usually bugging everyone behind the Carry On Gaming Twitter handle.
I'm Chris, and I don't really use social media, except Facebook, and I haven't been invited to the podcast page, so I guess you just can't find me.
We want to keep you very hidden.
A secret weapon.
He's the resident hermit.
Oh yeah, that's what it is. It's not just embarrassment. No, it's fine. I got you.
You know, it's just shame. Shame and embarrassment.
Unique sponsor this week, medical sponsor, typically more known for boxing, Muhammad Ali. Thank you so much for supporting our podcast.
I'm sorry if I could interrupt real quick. What does Muhammad Ali contribute other than drool?
Muhammad Ali.
Oh, Ali.
Ali. So medical sponsor for boxing.
So it makes you drool.
At least it's not Windows 11.
Oh, by the way, we're also sponsored by Windows 11.
To start off this week, talk about what we're playing, anything we might be excited to play, a little bit of gaming news, and maybe tease our next project. Dan, you like talking.
Dan likes talking, so Dan will talk. So this week, it's been bloody hot here in Ireland, and I know it's been baking in the UK as well. So we've all been... I've certainly been trying to hide away because I'm a vampire and I hate the sun. So I've been playing quite a bit. The other night me and Gradie got on to Red Dead Online again, and I keep getting griefed. I keep having, I had someone chase me down just to try to kill my horse. So I gave him the old 12 gauge to the head. Yeehaw! So,
one of the griefers was your brother, by the way.
Yeah. But, I showed him. So, bit of brotherly love there. What else have I been playing? I haven't played any ESO this week. Plan to hopefully get into some of that during the weekend. Oh yes, I've been playing XCOM 2, and made a load of one thing I love doing in XCOM 2. I just love making people from different films. So I have Avengers. I've got Captain Jack Sparrow. Who else have I got? I've got the Hulk, I've got Superman, Batman, and it's the way of bringing people from so many franchises together. It's just fun. And I love XCOM. It's probably my favorite strategy game. And if you know me, you know I'm not big into strategy games, but I just love the idea that you get close to your squad while you're fighting the Advent forces, and if one of them dies, they're gone. You have to deal with it. But I do don't tell Firaxis or anyone, but I do load back sometimes. But that's what I've been playing this week. What have you been up to, Gradie?
Well, we played Red Dead Online, which I'm enjoying quite a bit, making progress on that, trying to level up. I want to unlock the different trades you can do, the Naturalist, the Moonshiner, stuff like that. I want to dig more into that. I know you can buy them outright, and I'm going to see how much work it takes to unlock them, because I don't really know how much content to expect once I unlock them. If I'm impressed with the content, I'd be pretty happy to buy it, because I enjoy the game so much I don't mind at all buying more content for that game.
You mean buying gold, don't you?
Yeah, you got to buy an in-game currency to unlock those jobs, but meantime, I'm still pretty low level, and there's a lot of questing available to me that I have yet to do. Unfortunately, all the quests require co-oping with people unless you do a little side stranger quest. But I've been lucky. I don't like grouping with people I don't know, and I've been fortunate so far that every group I've been in has been really competent and no griefing. So I've had a good experience. I'm really enjoying that.
Unfortunately, I've been grouped with a bomb called Gradie.
You shot me first.
No.
I was trying.
That was unprovoked. You shot me in the head, and I took my revenge. Woo!
To be clear,
it wasn't me.
I didn't shoot you, Dan. I was trying to point out where I was in relation to you using my firearm. You walked out in front of the bullet while I was trying to help you triangulate my position.
You shot at
anyway,
my leg, right at my leg.
Also, I bought Death's Door. That was kind of an accident. I thought it was coming to Game Pass, so I'd been paying attention to it and got myself kind of hyped for it, and then when it launched, it wasn't in Game Pass, but it was also $18 after tax, so I decided to pick that up, and really enjoying that. It's kind of a akin to Dark Souls, but an isometric camera, action combat. You're this crow that works for like the Grim Reapers, and there's a story behind that, some kind of conspiracy. There's no map that I can tell. You travel around, and as you unlock different abilities, you can explore more of an area than you could explore before, which I know has been done in a lot of games, but for some reason pretty satisfying. And then there's these shrines. You find crystals to increase your maximum vitality, because the game's pretty unforgiving. Even the mini-bosses can be very difficult, but it loads fast, so when you get beat, you can jump right back in. I'm enjoying that quite a bit. I don't know if I'm quite as hot on it as the rest of the internet, but overall, really liking it. Looking forward to make more headway on that. I think I've beaten 2 bosses of the 3 that I am aware of exist, and then there's probably more after that. So, good times. What about you, Steph?
I have been playing work. No, so the past 5 days I've been trying to download Flight Simulator update. It was quite a big one, so it's currently running again, so I will be playing that. I've also played some Sims 4, the new expansion, Cottage Living. I haven't played too much of it because I had to fix all my mods, but it looks good so far, what I've got from what I've played. On the mobile phone front, I've been playing Game Developer Story. It's out on PC, but it came to iPhone on the Apple Arcade, so I decided why not. Yeah, that's all I've been
It's
playing.
one of my favourite games, actually. Game Dev Story. Well, that and Game Dev Tycoon. I love the pair of them.
Yeah, I like the Tycoon
Yeah.
one more, but I got that on Steam. So I'll probably end up gaming more once I got my Steam Deck next year.
I've got about
The amount
200
of-
hours in Game Dev Tycoon.
Say the amount of time I've spent. I'll check that because I've spent a lot of time in Game Dev Tycoon, like way too much.
It tends to do that to you.
Yeah, it's so simple.
What's Game Dev Story? 'Cause I wasn't aware of it.
It's basically just think about a less difficult, less
But
featured
playable on mobile.
game development dev Tycoon.
But playable on mobile.
Yeah, it's playable on mobile, so it's a lot of just clicking. You make a game, you can't name the game or anything, but you got to match up the genre to the action, fantasy. Yeah.
Wait, you can't? Since when? Because I used to play Game Dev Story and I could change the
I
names
played it
of
on
the games.
mobile.
Well, yeah, so was I. I don't.
I can't change it on the Apple Arcade version.
That's odd. That yeah. That's a super old game. That's
Yeah,
one of the first things
it's
I
old.
ever
I missed that one
got when
somehow.
I had a-
It sounds like something I'd like to play because
fun, though.
I mean, I could take good games, remove the RPG elements, and make great games. You know?
Here we go again.
You could take good games and brand them as EA and make trash games.
EA presents Halo Infinite.
No.
Yeah. Oh my
Powered by
God!
Frostbite.
You
Hope
just
you like glitches with your Halo.
Gradie's gonna have.
Chris, what have you been playing?
Well, funny you should ask. I've been playing XCOM 2 as
You
well.
just creating a bunch of characters and not actually playing the game like Dan.
I mean, I do that sometimes, but I'll make a lot of characters and just leave them in the pool to hopefully find later. But yeah, it's a stupid good game. I wish Sid Meier would stop being lazy and make another one, and another Pirates would be nice. You know, a good pirate game. Yep, make a good pirate game instead of Sea of
So,
Thieves.
do you
Jeez.
like XCOM style games or just XCOM?
It really depends. XCOM's the one that I can have faith that if there's a new one, I'm going to enjoy it. But a lot of other games that try to take that style and run with it just don't do it very well, and I can't get into them. Say the newest Wasteland, I played it a lot, and then it started doing stupid stuff on me, and I couldn't progress, so I just stopped.
So I really enjoyed Mutant Year Zero. I don't know if you got a chance to play that one.
Heard of it? I didn't. I never did play
Mutant
it.
Year Zero, yeah. That plays like an XCOM. That was good. I enjoyed that. And then Gears Tactics I also like, but man, it's a time commitment. If you're going to do a level or fight a boss, you better have 45
Really?
minutes.
That's the Gears one?
Yeah, Gears Tactics, but I don't know, maybe it's been a long time since I played it, and I know they've added a lot of content and some of it affects the way it plays too. So, but overall, I liked what I played on it. I want to get back to that at some point.
I remember playing this XCOM style game that instead of having alien hunters, it was based during the Cold War, and you were controlling spies, called Phantom Doctrine. It's not as in depth as XCOM, but I enjoyed it when I played it. Like, I just remembered it there because you were talking about that.
Quite a few games coming out in the next week or so. Anybody excited to play any of those?
Yes, Flight Simulator on Xbox.
Flight Simulator. Yes. It's time. It's time.
I think the big one for me is Flight Simulator on the Xbox, but it's going to be a nightmare with the updates.
You just installed the PC version.
Yeah, but that's because I'm doing that for a secret.
It's time to do it all over again. It's time to do it all over again.
Oh, you guys run your internet through like twigs, right?
Oh no, we
Over in the
slaughter
UK.
humans for the Queen, and then the Queen uses her power to power up
It
our
depends
internet.
where you go. Some places in the UK, they've got really good internet. Not where Dan lives, though. You don't have to worry about that where he is. No, it looks like there's two different installation options for the Flight Simulator on console. It looks like there's one that's around 46 gigabytes, I think, and then one that's around 100. That one of them you can play offline, the other one you can't. Either way, I think it streams assets to improve the fidelity of what you're flying over. Mm-hmm. And then I also think, I know the Series X does, I'm not 100% the Series S does, but there's a kind of uncapped frame performance mode if you have a variable refresh rate display, which I'm looking forward to trying. Yeah, I'm looking forward to trying that.
Yeah, I know that courtesy of Jez Corden at
Good old
Windows
Jez.
Central. Yeah, his coverage, the game looks fantastic. It looks
Yeah,
beautiful.
I'm looking forward to trying it because I didn't get to play it much on PC, underpowered PC. The Ascent also comes out very soon. I'm looking forward to playing that. But I think there's several other games coming out. Anyway, we've already talked about that stuff.
August the 10th, the game that Chris is looking forward to the most, Lawn Mower Simulator.
I was looking at that earlier and thinking I should bring it up. And seems, yeah, I mean, sure, why not? I mean, you could power wash the house on Power Wash Simulator, then move over to Lawnmower Simulator. They need to do a crossover, and just House Flipper. We can get House Flipper involved. Yeah. Then you can power wash the house that you're flipping and mow its yard so it looks good. It'd be awesome.
Be more content than Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3. Perfect trilogy. We'd laugh, we'd cry, we'd cut the grass.
Grady, it was so nice having you on this podcast.
The ending would be better, I'm sure.
Bye.
Okay, so this week there wasn't much news, but on Wednesday we had an EA Play stream, and I went in with very little expectations because EA Play generally is the worst gaming event out of all of them when it comes to
I disagree. That's got to be the one that does
And,
all the soccer and Madden
also-
stuff.
I disagree because that's where Mass Effect and Dragon Age gets
Did
announced.
that happen? No.
I know, but
No.
that makes me sad on the inside. But it can happen.
5 years.
It'll happen next year.
You just got a Mass Effect game. It's going to be a while.
I want a Dragon Age game.
It's coming. Just wait. Just wait.
I can't wait. I can't wait for the next Madden. Oh my god, it'd be so fun to buy the exact same
Madden
game again.
2022.
Like FIFA. I have FIFA 2022 being advertised in my emails. I'm like, yeah,
Oh,
I'm not
don't
buying
lie.
that.
You have it pre-ordered.
It'd be the sports games
Why
are
would
like
I have
the
it
perfect
pre-ordered?
platform for a service game, and for some reason they're still selling iterations every year.
I mean, PES has just made the jump to a live service free-to-play game, and they changed the name as well. Now it's called eFootball.
Exciting.
It wasn't, the most exciting showcase, but there were a few things that looked good, so I didn't actually leave too disappointed. First, obviously you had your updates to your live service games, so Knockout City and Apex Legends both getting new seasons. Not my cup of tea. Any of you interested in that?
Knockout City, I played it. It's fun. I would rather play other things.
I think that sums it up.
It's like a dodgeball thing. It is fun. It plays well. I had a pretty good games night evening doing that. But, if you got limited free time and you got to choose what you want to do, it doesn't float to the top.
You know what? I'll just stick to Super Dodgeball on the NES.
Great game.
Beautiful
That-
game. Masterful.
I've got that on
really.
my arcade cabinet in the man cave. It's awesome.
Cutting edge technology.
All the graphical glitches somehow made the port. It's fantastic.
I mean, that's what makes it a good game.
What else, Dan?
There wasn't actually any sports news this time. They handled like EA, they handled FIFA and Madden and like NFL and all that outside of the stream, so we didn't have to put up with that for once. I appreciated that.
Oh, they just didn't want to get booed.
Yeah, probably.
Never stopped them before.
True.
But actually, leading up to the event, they had several separate streams for different games. I haven't seen any of them, but apparently one of them was for FIFA. So yeah, keep it out of the main show. I'm happy. But
Yeah, so people love those games. No insult to them. Just not the
Yeah,
target
true.
audience. But there's certain people that love them and
I
have to
like
buy them every year.
FIFA.
Good on them.
I don't buy them every year. I download.
yeah,
it every year.
see, you do have it pre-ordered.
It's on Game. I don't, because if it's on Game Pass, I'll download it. If it's
It
not,
won't be
then
on
I
Game
won't.
Pass until
Well, I
next
will
year.
insult those people.
Go ahead.
What was the Battlefield noise, Dan? There's some Battlefield news. Battlefield
yeah.
Portal.
Ripple Effect, which is the new name for DICE LA, which is Vince Zampella's studio, they came out and announced a new mode for Battlefield 20. Oh, what's the name of the game again?
2042.
2042, yeah.
That's
So
awesome.
they came out and announced a new mode for 2042 called Battlefield Portal. The best way I can describe it is like the Forge mode in Halo, only it brings, maps from several different past Battlefield games. So Battlefield 3, 4, Battlefield 1, I think, and it just merges them into a mode where you can pick and choose what characters are in what map and what weapons are available and what the goal is. So, for example, what they showed was it was one of the Battlefield 3 maps, but they had Nazis and Allied soldiers fighting instead of whoever fights in Battlefield 3. And but one side was one side was using futuristic technology and one side was using 1940s World War II weaponry. So it looks interesting, and it looks like you could, have a lot of fun with it, mixing up the experience. You were interested in that, weren't you, Grady?
I am not as much a Battlefield fan as I used to be. I was really big into Bad Company 1 and 2. I like those a lot, so I like that those are part of the Portal thing. I don't know if there's a custom server browser or people just build rooms, but I like that that's being added to the game. I also enjoyed Battlefield 1. The most recent one I wasn't as crazy about, but I'm looking forward to getting back into Battlefield. I know it's $70 and it's just multiplayer experience, but I never really played the campaigns in the last couple anyway. So I'm paying attention. I'm optimistic. So yeah, I thought that was a pretty cool announcement.
Did any of you check it out?
I'm not interested in Battlefield.
Yep, I couldn't care less.
Okay, so we'll move on from that then. There was a really nice looking indie game called Lost in Random. It looks a lot like a Tim Burton film, like Nightmare Before Christmas or Coraline or something like that. And basically, the idea is you and your twin, you get sucked into this world where everything, like every action that's taken, is determined by a roll of a dice, and your twin gets kidnapped, and the game is about you hunting down and saving your twin from this like dark lord.
So, kind of like real life with my twin.
Yeah. Roll that nat 20.
Nat 20.
Bye, Jen. It was really nice knowing you for the 30 years of our lives.
Oh crap! I rolled a 6. But that looks good, and I actually liked some of the indie games that EA publishes, like A Way Out, the Hazelight games.
Those are great.
Or what's the Tangled? What's the Liliani guy? That's a good. They're nice little.
Oh,
games.
Unravel.
Also
Yeah,
good
that's-
game.
Unravel's a great game. Love that game.
That's uplifting.
It is depressing, but it's a cool game.
It's surprising.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it too.
It's
Beautiful.
surprising how good those indie games are when it's EA who's publishing them.
Yeah, but I don't think EA are the monster of everything, because they do publish quite a lot of games, and they do give us good indie games. They just like making you buy everything. They give you half a game and then have all this expansion.
I'll say EA gets a pass forever because they put out Sims. So, I'm good.
And they make
I'm
you
down.
buy everything. Every 5
Don't,
minutes.
the vacuum cleaner pack.
Hey.
I bought it because why not?
What was the pack?
Oh, they released this vacuum cleaner pack,
Jesus
and you can
Christ,
own
Stefan.
a vacuum. I bought it.
You bought
I
it?
bought the washing machine.
God's
Yeah,
sake.
and the washing machine pack. Like I bought all of
Oh.
them, and I don't know why. But then it makes it look nice in my house because it's like more like real life with the vacuum cleaner and the clothes washing.
Try the new Barefoot in the Kitchen stuff pack.
I feel really ripped. Like someone did a whole calculation of all the packs. I think it came up to like $700.
Ooh.
And I was like, bloody hell, how much have I
Jesus.
spent on Sims 4 over the times?
At least it's not as much as the train sim packs. You could spend over $2,000 on that game.
Wow.
So that's the Sims discussion over. The show closed out with what was meant to be a massive surprise, and they acted like it was a massive surprise. But because I pay attention to leaks, it wasn't a surprise. But for most people, I guess it was. So Dead Space is back. Dead Space, a complete remake of the original from 2008. It's going to be hitting PS5, Xbox Series X and Series S, and PC exclusively. There is no last-gen version for this game. It's been made by EA Motive, who are the guys that made Star Wars Squadrons and helped with Battlefront 2. And we haven't seen any gameplay, we've just seen in-engine footage, but from what we did see, it looks really good. It looks beautiful. It kind of reminds me of the job that Capcom did with the Resident Evil 2 and 3, a complete remake from the ground up. I don't know if I'll play it, because the last time I played Dead Space, let's just say all my pants had to be washed, and I had to sit there in my boxers for a few hours.
I'll be playing it.
I'm kind of excited about it because I really like not being scared. So this game will be great for me.
I'm
No.
going to play it because Dan wants me to stream it to laugh at me, so
Yep.
I'm going to do that.
That'd be brilliant.
I didn't see anything frightening about it at all.
Those necromorphs are
Oh, lucky
just
you.
creepy.
I never played Dead Space, so I'll pay attention to it.
It was when the scene what sticks with me is when you're out in space and there's no sound. And I was like, okay,
that is
it's
cool.
alright.
I like that a lot.
I love that, and I'm so intrigued, so into that, and then the friggin' Netwolf jumped behind me, and I screamed, turned off, and then someone ran, because I was living in university dorms at the time, and someone ran into my room like, Steph, you okay? I was like,
That's a great story.
Dead Space
that's
reminds
awesome.
me. It reminds me a lot of the Alien films, like the original ones, the Ridley Scott one, where they're on the Nostromo, and Ridley and Co. And like half of the film is just dead silent, and that's what's really scary about it. Because if it's dead silent, you don't know what's coming, and people can't hear you scream in space.
Oh my! You know what really reminds me of the Alien movies?
What's that?
Alien Isolation.
Oh
It's
yeah,
true. It does have some similarities.
yeah.
yeah.
There's an Alien game coming out in a few weeks.
There
Um,
is.
Aliens
Oh.
Fireteam.
That's right. I remember that.
What's it
And
called?
it's actually
Like
getting
co-op shooter, though, right?
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
getting
Jesus
not meant
Christ!
to be
It's
atmospheric.
getting good previews. They're saying it's a good match, a good mix.
So they're not putting out an actual game.
Well, it's based on the it's not based on the Ridley Scott original. It's based on Aliens by James Cameron. So it's going to be more action heavy.
That might be all right.
It's still multiplayer. Yes.
He's like me,
You need-
multiplayer. Ugh.
You need friends, Chris.
I know. No, I don't. I've had it. I've had them. It's overrated.
Overrated.
Especially when you've known Grady over the years.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I would like to think I was actually a highlight in his friend experience. Anyway, something else in the news. Psychonauts 2 is getting closer and closer to release, and apparently there will not be a dedicated PS5 version of the game, that it will instead run the PS4 version in backwards compatibility. There will be an Xbox Series X and S build for the game, and I saw some people reacting to that. They didn't appreciate that. What do you guys think?
I think it's perfectly fine. The Sony fanboys don't deserve it.
So how come they not releasing a PS5 version, did they say?
Well, I think originally it was a Kickstarter game, right?
Okay.
And that was never promised to begin with. And then when Double Fine was purchased by Microsoft and Xbox, it's just not getting the same treatment that it would if it was an Xbox platform at that
Well,
point.
basically, Microsoft basically paid off the debt to or the whoever kickstarted it, because Double Fine still owed them a lot at the time, and Microsoft cleared the debt, and then bought the publishing rights from whatever platform they used to kickstart it. And it wasn't promised. Like, here's the thing: like, you can still play it on the PS5. I know it's a backwards compatible version, but you can still play it, and it should run better anyway because there will be.
Yeah, I just didn't know Microsoft bought it.
Yeah,
they bought Double Fine. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realise that.
But if the roles were reversed, and Sony had bought Double Fine,
they would 100%. They wouldn't even let it on the Xbox.
That said, I think it should have a PS5 build. It wouldn't hurt my feelings. It's not going to affect my enjoyment that it has a PS5 build, right?
No.
Same way, like I thought when Destiny's had content, you pay the same price for the game, but the Sony guys had access to extra instances or dungeons, whatever. I can't remember what they were called now. The raids. It wasn't a raid. Somehow forgot the word. Anyway, they had content for over a year that people on other platforms didn't have. And you paid the same price for the game. It's like when the Avengers came out, it cost the same, but the PlayStation platform had access to Spider-Man, and there was no apparent
He hasn't even appeared yet,
I didn't know that. I
don't care. I cancelled it on that because I don't support games that do that.
Well, and this is not completely different, right? It's nice that they can still play the game on their own platform, but I saw people calling for Xbox guys to be mad at the inconsistency, and I don't like exclusive content at all. I wish everything was available everywhere and you just play it on what platform you want. And I understand if you got companies owned by another company, that's extra resources, but I think the sales would balance it out. But exclusives don't do anything for me, like Starfield being on Xbox platforms. I don't care. I'm going to enjoy the game because it's in Game Pass. I'm looking forward to playing it. But I take no extra pleasure from someone else not being able to play a thing, and it doesn't validate my purchase to me because I'm going to play on Xbox anyway.
I mean, it's not like they're locking off content to people. Yeah, the game might not run as smoothly as it does on the Xbox, but they're not locking content in the game out. You can play the entire game. It'll just run a bit better on the Xbox, which is frustrating.
Talking about the exclusive stuff, on Twitter, it was rumoured that Elder Scrolls 6 was going to be exclusive to Xbox. Now, I did a lot of digging, and I had a lot of Xbox fanboys coming at me when I was asking, where's the evidence of this? And then one person admitted to me they mistaken Elder Scrolls 6 as Starfield. So,
you do.
Yeah, how can you mistake the two? But, so I'm not someone who's like, oh yes, this is exclusive, this is the best game ever. I mean, I prefer content for all. And something like Elder Scrolls, it's been out and everything beforehand, so I wouldn't want to see it exclusive. But then you got the whole fanboy thing, where PlayStation laughs at Xbox fanboys because they can't get this game, and then the Xbox people laugh at the PlayStation fanboys because they can't get this game, and yeah, I mean, exclusivity annoys me a bit.
That's just because, by and large, the gaming community is a bunch of 12-year-old children in adult bodies. What were you going to say, Gradie? I'm sorry.
I want to stand on the hill and make my position clear on exclusives, because when Sunset Overdrive 2 is exclusive to PlayStation platforms, you know what I mean? I don't want to hear anybody talking no shit, right? I want them, they should be outraged too. It's not like Xbox guys will have access to an older version of that game. No, they're a less enhanced build. It's just not going to be on Xbox, and they're going to call it a win, and they're going to celebrate it and talk crap, and it is what it is, right? It's part of the games industry. At least they can still play Psychonauts 2, and because I think it looks like a pretty cool game. There's some people critiquing the art style, but if you played the first one, I mean, it had the same bizarre art style. So
people are critiquing the art style.
Absolutely. Well, what it is they will pick anything that they're trying to compare it to, like Ratchet and Clank visually, which no question, Ratchet and Clank has more satisfying visuals to look at.
Why is that even a discussion? Like that's
not,
that's obvious.
It's not about even what people talk about. It's about anything they can possibly use to try to fight back and forth. Anything they can possibly construe. It's like when they thought the majority of their games on PlayStation were going to be 30 FPS, all of a sudden they were like celebrating 30. Oh, this is the way you should go. It's totally worth it if you have the better visuals. 30 FPS is where it's at. And you know what I mean? And then as soon as it was confirmed that they were 60 FPS, there were modes available, all of a sudden that was the best thing. So it's not even about the argument. It's about I can't believe people engage with them. Like, I've blocked the majority, and it still makes it through because somebody will say something stupid and it gets retweeted. But as Chris so eloquently put, they are infants.
Yeah, that's what I call pushing the goalpost. No matter what, there'll always be something else to complain about. Like, they won't stop.
It's not really about the games. It's not really about the platform. It's
about sucking up to a
bizarre,
brand.
damaged bit of human psyche that forces them to go to war every day over plastic instead of like just celebrating the hobby and playing the games and enjoying it.
Yeah,
it's wild. I don't have time for that.
Every community has them. The human community at large has, the Karens, and we have the PlayStation fanboys.
Well, and to be clear, there are some Xbox fanboys that are terrible too.
It's all fanboys.
Yeah. But you see the same behavior repeated in everything, be it sports or politics or video games. You see it. It's everywhere. It's like a failure by design.
It's humanity. That's all it is.
I'm just going to say everyone's wrong. It's PC Master Race for life.
Goddamn right.
Unless you want your games to run. What was it? Amazon's recent game that bricked the GTX 3090s?
Yeah. It did.
Yeah, good times. Good time. I saw somebody defend that.
What
to
was
be
it?
clear, Amazon's got some MMOS game. I don't know all the
Perfect
details.
World
Anyway,
or
it was
something like that.
It was bricking 3090s. You know, the impossible to get, outrageously expensive, best GPU currently available, at least at a consumer level. Yeah, bricking them, straight up running them.
Nice.
And it was because the game was exceeding some kind of thermal or voltage limit that the card didn't have a built-in protection for somehow, etc. And this guy was like, dude, if you're playing on a PC and you're not paying attention to your thermals, that's on you. It's like, how about you buy a product that your GPU supposedly meets the requirements for and you don't expect it to melt your card? I thought that... I like how when somebody makes like a bad take on Twitter like that, and they will fight it to the death, and they'll get down to the nitty gritty where they're like, we can just agree to disagree. I think this and you think that, but we can both have a good time. Like, no, if you buy a product and it melts your GPU and you met all the requirements, that's not your fault.
Yeah, but Amazon probably did it so people tried buying stock through them.
Certain it wasn't intentional. Here comes the conspiracy. We need to melt these GPUs.
To afford Vesno to go to space again.
I'm pretty sure he can afford that anyway.
Thank you all. You paid for this.
Stefan's Monster Supply buying from Amazon supplied this.
A tear came to my eye when I stood outside and thought about Mr. Bezos flying through space merrily, enjoying himself, and that I contributed to that through my purchases over the years. Thank you. It was a pleasure to help you go to space.
Amazing what one can accomplish.
I got sick.
Dan.
So that is enough talk about Amazon. So Chris and Dan worked on a project. It was a cover of Come Fly With Me, which is available on the YouTube. So I will post a link in the description. Chris, what project are you working on with Gradie? Because Gradie is not telling us.
Gradie and I are going to team up again and do something in honor of Red Dead 2. Well,
that'd be very exciting. You gave it away. That's okay.
Oh,
I guess.
son of a... Well, Gradie, you got it.
He wouldn't tell us. He's been sneaky about it.
So, you're missing me out again. So, you played Red Dead Online without me on Friday, whilst I was working
I'm not involved in this, so...
And now you're doing a project.
Don't be angry at me.
Both of you doing projects without me.
It's actually funny you should mention. When Dan and I guess we can talk about this in more detail. Yeah. So Chris and Dan specifically working on a project for a game that's coming up that inspired us to make content, because that's something we want to do as a podcast group, to make these musical bits for different games, and that's fun for us and unique content. We're excited about it. Can't wait to see what they do. And then beyond that, Dan and I were playing Red Dead Online and decided that we were going to sing Garth Brooks songs back and forth, which is extremely challenging through Xbox Live, but we had a good time, believe it or not, and there was no alcohol involved. And then that got me talking to Chris about doing something a little more serious along those lines for Red Dead Online. And then he's actually picked the song, and we're going to work on that, but that's a little further out, because that's a pretty ambitious little project. But yeah, excited about that. We got a lot in the works.
Yeah, the song he put forth was friends in low
Oh,
places.
Fantastic.
And I flat refuse.
That would have went so well with that campaign level with Lenny.
Lenny!
When you go out to bar to try to cheer up Lenny.
Lenny!
That was
Lenny!
that was a great level. I love that. Anyway, so you didn't want to
And
do
then
that one,
Lenny
and you picked
died.
something a little spoilers.
Oh.
You picked something a little
sorry.
more serious and challenging and ambitious. So that'll be fun.
It's like 3 chords. It's not that challenging. But, yeah.
I find the vocals way more challenging in their own way.
Oh, the vocals, yeah. But as musically speaking, it's a pretty simple song.
Anyway, that'll be fun. Hopefully people tune in. This is our biggest piece of content so far. Over 250 views is our shanty, Hoist the Colors, which didn't take off like I expected it to, but it was still a lot of fun to make, and it has got more traction than what else we've done.
Well, especially Sea of Thieves.
No, they
players.
they won't take the time to look at it to appreciate it because everybody's busy. They've got stuff going on. I understand. The people that have looked at it have been very appreciative and nice and given us good feedback and retweeted it. And really do appreciate the people that have taken the time to check it out because it's a flooded space. There's people make so much content in so many different ways, and something like a song or a video link is hard to make themselves click on and watch. So we do appreciate the people that have checked out the content.
Guys, Flight Simulator has finally updated.
Oh, good.
Okay, guys, so thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed the show. Hope we give you a few laughs. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and Facebook for, all the updates on the upcoming episodes. And remember, no matter what, just carry on gaming. See you next week, guys.
Have fun.
I won't see you next week.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's going to be me left alone with the Yanks.
Have fun with that. See everyone.
Not if I see you first.
Bye.